زوزانا در جمهوری چک به دنیا اومده. ادبیات یکی از دغدغه‌هاشه و فارسی یکی از زبون‌هاییه که بلده. مدتی ایران زندگی کرده و متوجه شده یکی از نویسنده‌های محبوب کشور خودش بین جوانای ایران هم طرفدار داره. نویسنده‌ای که کارهاش در دوران چکسلواکی سابق ممنوع شد. به خاطر انتقادهاش به حکومت کمونیستی بازداشت شده. زیر فشار و سانسور نوشته و مبارزه کرده و به تبعید تن نداده. زوزانا پیش این نویسنده میره تا بهش بگه جایگاهش در ایران کجاست. مطمئنه که خود این نویسنده منتقد از این ماجرا بیخبره.
Dobrý den, Zuzana.
Jo, vítám vás, dobrý den.
Děkuji. Dobrý den, Kříhová. Dobrý den. Děkuji. Translation of your work, Spirit of Prague, Růde Prague, in Farsi. This is one of the three books which were translated to Farsi language.
I see.
You can see how much favored you are in Iran, and not only in Iran itself, but among many Iranians living abroad. They are quoting your sentences.
Unbelievable.
They're so important for them because you are like a symbol of freedom for them.
Really, I don't like to speak of a country where I never was present, but on the other hand, I couldn't publish my work, and they are published illegally in Iran. So it's surprising because I criticize any authoritarian regime, but the same happened in China. They publish all of my important work are in Chinese. Of course, I cannot control if it was censored, and the same is, I even didn't see the Iranian work. So maybe there's something disappeared from the text, but I don't know. I'm writing about human relations, and it's common for each country and for most of people. So I have some of my fans in so many countries, even in China, in Japan, and Turkey, and of course all over Europe. So it's very difficult to judge.
In Iranian official newspapers. And the name of this article with your big picture, and this article is really long, it's your quotation which says a writer in exile cannot succeed.
No, I didn't say that cannot, but it's very difficult for him to succeed. That is my opinion. Always I explain what I meant by this sentence, by this idea, that when somebody loses connection with his nation and with his language, that is a great danger for the writer who stays for a long time in exile, that he loses this connection. He can be very useful by writing some political articles, even political novel, but he loses the taste of human relation in his time or her time, far from his country. That's a problem. And most of them, 90%, stopped their writing. Mostly it was brought to me by some friends from America and from England. Even once I got such a really huge parcel with English books, which was sent by young American journalist, and to my surprise I got it. Sometimes they confiscated such kind of books, and sometimes I got it by normal mail. And then I got it through the diplomatic friendly terms with many Western diplomats, and they brought books, even the books printed in Czech language abroad, because we had a lot of publishing houses abroad. In the States, in Canada, in Germany, in Switzerland, and in Italy. It was smuggled because these books published in Czech abroad, they were always confiscated on the frontiers when they found it. I also try to prove that utopia is always very brutal. According to his opinion, it's the best regime which can exist. So he has to repress everybody who doesn't share this utopian idea. It's an iron law. It's an unbelievable brutality against everybody who didn't accept this plan of wonderful future. Some places can last 10, I don't think hundreds of years, because in modern society everything develops very quickly and continues very quickly. But it can last 10 years and it can collapse overnight. So in theory it was working class, and in reality it was ruling party bureaucracy. It was the ruling class in real life under communism. And they also tried to push people how to dress and how they should have the short cut of hair. It was forbidden for men to have a long hair. It was a kind of protest against the regime. I don't know why, because it was in that time, in 70s and 80s, it was a fashion in the West, this long hair. So the young people preferred to do the same, and they were sometimes really repressed by the police, and they were put in not in the jail, but they cut their hair. It happened, yes. And the same was about the music. Maybe with the exception of folk. Folk was more or less tolerated, but it was pop music and even jazz. I have a lot of books translated in Czech from the best Western writers, mostly in the second part of the 60s. But then it was again very strictly controlled. Nearly nothing was translated from English and from German and so on. Maybe it's something similar between the situation here in Iran, but as I said, I couldn't judge. I couldn't judge. Many people are prepared to trust these utopians because it's a dream about wonderful system. It's a nice dream, but it's only a dream. In the moment they find that it cannot be realized, so they are frustrated, disappointed, and they started to protest. That's the reason why communism and socialism collapsed entirely, with the exception of Cuba, and it collapsed even in China. Now it's an entirely different system than it was this dream of socialism. Because it is quite normal that a human being dreams about freedom, and if they found that they are deprived of freedom, so they start to protest.
This is a present for you. This is a symbol of free Iran, Iranian movement, and Iranians use it during a demonstration. They use it in abroad, like to show their support for green movement.
ایوان کلیما از ما خواست همه کتاباش رو که به فارسی ترجمه شده براش تهیه کنیم تا اونها رو توی قفسه مخصوص کتابخونش بذاره، کنار بقیه کارهای ترجمه شدهش به زبانهای دیگه.
Okay, so you needn't me anymore.
Please, thank you.